Hi guys, welcome back to the Daily Dreamer. Thanks so much for coming and hanging out with me today and sharing a dream or two. We're going to do things a little differently. I'm not going to share a dream with you, although I should, but I'm not gonna. I'm going to sit here and actually have a chat with you on what is coming for December. There's a lot going on, so we're going to have a chat. All right. What we have coming up in December is joining together of two planets into the same degree of the zodiac cycle. Okay, the zodiac is just a 360 degree circle that if you take the 12 astrological signs and you divide them into that, each astrological zodiac sign is approximately 30 degrees. Add that up and you get a full circle, right? I like to actually refer to it as the 12 zodiac signs sitting around as though they're knights at the round table, the 12 knights at the round table. It's a better take on things. Anyway, so what is going on currently is that when you have these two things happen, these two zodiac or planets coming into the same zodiac degree, it's called a conjunction. So basically, here's what's happening. Currently, Pluto has been hanging out with Capricorn for a hot minute. Okay, those two represent a time where we need to actually see what problems are out there that are needing to be addressed. Okay, so that we can move on, both on an inner and an outer level. Now, here comes the end of that moment for them. And while Pluto finishes up with Capricorn, we are actually nearing the end of our clearing out in here. Now, here comes Jupiter and Saturn. They're coming in, right? Because it's their time. All now hanging out in the same degree as Capricorn. All right, so you got all of these planets, Jupiter, Saturn, Pluto. They've been hanging out, hovering around each other, for a hot minute this past year. That's why such radical changes. All right, these planets have been hanging out. They've been, throwing things at us left and right. Okay, but this particular month, they're going to be almost exactly aligned. All right, so you need to expect that the energies will be intensified. But they have actually come here, Jupiter and Saturn, to force us to take a look at what our modern day issues are and what we have to do to fix them to move forward, because we are going to be moving forward. Jupiter and Saturn, they come together in the same degree of the zodiac this year on December 21st, okay, which also happens to be the winter solstice. Winter solstice is the day that the sun moves into Capricorn. It is also the shortest day of the year. So while Pluto and Capricorn represent the ending of a cleaning out, it also represents the beginning of a cycle. And that cycle is Jupiter and Saturn together. 3 planets now together in Capricorn. Makes for some fun times, I'm telling you. Just take a look around anywhere, you can see that's going on. Capricorn is, if you don't know, the sign of systems, the sign of structures and institutions that govern our lives. It is about what we count on. It's about what we depend on, okay? And the change that we are experiencing right now is asking us to go ahead and take a look at how those structures limit us, yet also allow us to lean on, all right? Capricorn is about the house that you live in. So let's take a moment and think about that, okay? What is a house to you? A house is a structure, is it not? A house gives you a place to be. It gives you an identity. It gives you a place to live. It gives you safety, shelter. And that's a lot for a house to actually give you. It does a lot for us. And one of those things is that it gives us structures in our lives. But with that house, it also limits you, because it is confined to a space. It is a space that ends up defining your life by creating something that you experience each and every day the same way. So it does limit some of those possibilities from you thinking outside the box or structure for anything, including your old beliefs. That's a lot of what the Capricorn energy is like, okay? But it also relates to the systems and the institutions, like our financial institutions, because we know how to bank, don't we? We know how monies work. It relates to the systems of justice. We have courts set in place. We know how those operate. Our educational systems, all right? our family systems, and so on. Okay, so we are limited in our beliefs. And with Jupiter and Saturn coming in, they're forcing us to make a change, because change is currently happening, is it not? Everything's getting reformed. All right, so we have defined these very same structures in a very specific way for us to understand. Right now, with the two emerging planets, we are being asked to undergo a process of change on a couple different levels here. With Pluto moving through Capricorn, we are asked to actually clean out the old beliefs and the items in our houses, both here and out there. Okay, we're being asked to sit and get rid of that baggage. Okay, so if you're not going to choose to deal with the issues that are lingering here, then you're just going to keep getting caught up in that karmic cycle. We are being asked to disregard any of those old beliefs, those structures, the baggage, okay, because it doesn't serve us anymore. We keep wanting to hang on to the past problems, trying to make them relevant, and it's not working. All right, so Jupiter and Saturn are coming in saying, you know what? We're done. We know what the issues are from the past. How are you going to look at it? All right, now, 2020, you throw Saturn in, you got Jupiter there, and now guess what? You got all three passing through Capricorn. So Pluto, Jupiter, and Saturn, as they do this, it's going to be extremely intensified this particular month because it's the ending and the beginning. So expect that, okay? Now, Jupiter and Saturn come in and they say, you know what? We do not have time for you to still be clearing out the old issues. It's our time, and it's a time for a new cycle. So they are going to accelerate and magnify the foundational systems and structures that we all rely on. Okay, they want to force us to either step up and make a change or just get caught in that karmic cycle, okay, because then they don't have time for it anymore. All right, and so it's the same daily rhetoric for us over and over if we can't see the bigger, clearer perspective on things. Now, with Jupiter and Saturn announcing their arrival, what they want you to see is that there are problems out there, and they're going to accelerate. They're going to come to the forefront. They're going to blow up. It has to, in order for something to change. See, Jupiter and Saturn are here to present energies, okay, that are solution-based for us. We know what the problem is. Let's find an answer, because we have been complaining about the same stuff for I don't even know how long, right? Jupiter and Saturn, they want you to understand that in order for change to happen, something has to come in and shake us all up, okay? It's got to. It's got to motivate us to make a change. So let's take a look at what that was. Let's go back to the roots and see what has taken away our comforts right now. Well, at the root currently, it appears currently is a global pandemic. Okay, well, you sprinkle a little bit of political breakdown here and there. You got a little racial inequality, and what do you have? Modern day problems stemming from the past, related issues that we continue to try to make relevant, but it's not working. It's losing its ground. It's trembling. Things are changing. Jupiter and Saturn are now pushing us to adapt, to grow, to put in new systems, new implementations, new structures, in place for ourselves. It's a time for new beginning. Look around. Everything now is having to be reformed, is it not? Jupiter and Saturn want to say, you're welcome. Yeah, that was them. Thanks. Thanks, guys. We appreciate that. They forced all of it to the forefront. And guess what? They haven't even started with you yet. They've got the answer for you, too. Right now, they are pressuring us to go ahead and upgrade the existing systems and structures in our lives, including our beliefs, because it's time for a deep change. So they're coming into our modern world. They see and they deal with our modern situations and our challenges because they are here to do their job, which is to adjust everything. Okay, they're adjusting to the realities of the threats that we face, like globalization, like climate change. Okay, all of this stuff. They're saying it's time for change. Here it is. And since this is where you are at with things, well, it's time to take a look at the root and see what's got you all shaken up, okay? But they've got the answers because they're answer-based solutions for us. And the answer lies within the fact of how it is that we are going to respond. That is your answer. With all of this change going on, they have the answer. Watch how you answer chaos. It's in your responses. It is in your perspective of the problems. Look for the solutions that are available to you through everything you go through. It is about changing the way that we are. Look at things that are within our power to drive forward in a way that serves us. And if we can maintain that outlook coming through this month and next month, then we're golden, okay? The best way to be able to do that is to live in accord with your own truth, okay? Because if you're being authentic and you're being truthful with yourself, and if you are living out your own self-expression, you're living your calling, you're doing what feels right for you and what's true to you, okay? You're also helping in the evolutionary process for the world, because you're going to start rubbing off on other people. And soon they'll be able to see the solution, okay? Because now you're being a positive force for creating these changes to happen. That is what Jupiter and Saturn are here for. But just as you get used to those three in Capricorn, watch out, because here comes Aquarius and it's entering, okay? And that energy is going to be way different. Saturn goes from Capricorn to Aquarius on December 19th. Coincidentally, it's the same day the moon goes into Aquarius, okay? So we've got some Aquarian energy coming in to support this change, and that's going to be a good thing. On December 19th, Jupiter goes from Capricorn to Aquarius, all right? Then it gets really intense, because on December 21st, guess what? All of them together go in the very first degree of Aquarius, all right? So we're going to have a major shift. That's going to be a good thing. It's a shift from a focus on a pressure to change, okay, and a shift from the focus of the challenges of our beliefs and our structures to one that is of growth, one that is of evolving for ourselves. We are presented with the answers and the solutions, but only if we are able to start thinking outside the structured home of our beliefs. Okay, so that's why it's important you maintain and get rid of them now. Okay, you're on the tail end. So while this happens, there may be some discomfort because you're making changes. Okay, that nagging feeling is going to come over you like a wave. That nagging feeling of, oh God, of discomfort, of like, what is going to happen in 2021? Because 2020 was already crazy. So it's going to feel as though the two planets are screaming in your ears, here's the problem, what are you going to do about it? Because that's what they're going to do, okay? But now as we're shifting into this Aquarian energy, and with this conjunction of these two planets, it's really going to bring a change, whether good or bad, whether you are ready or not, it's going to bring it all to the forefront. And why? Because Aquarian energy represents freedom. Aquarian energy is all about liberation and rebellion. It is about breaking free of those molds that we were taught to be within. It is breaking free out of the box, thinking outside the box, accessing new solutions for ourselves. It's thinking in more terms of humanitarian values and causes and the possibilities for the future for all of us. So there's going to be more of that energy coming, and that we're going to have to learn to go with the flow on that one. Well, because, no one ever really taught us how to actually enjoy freedom, so we don't really know. But boy, I suspect it's going to be a great feeling, so I'm going to ride the flow on that one. You should too. But that's what's coming up. These are a time right now coming up for these planets. They're going to present more and more solution-based energy to help with our future-orientated energies. Okay? But keep in mind, guys, all right, that we are still going through in the coming weeks, this heading into mid-December, into the winter solstice. You got the Aquarian energies coming in. You got the old energies going out. Don't allow yourself to get caught up. Let them finish doing their job by cleaning out the inner and outer work here. All right, because that's going to happen and it will get intensified. All right, so how do you go ahead and get clear about what's coming up for you? How do you find out what's important to you? Well, you could sit down and make a list. That's the first thing you could do. You can envision it in your mind. You can, go through your imagination and see what's possible for you this coming year. So all kinds of good things, all kinds of good answers inside you. Just got to sit with yourself for a minute. or 5. You know, those are the kinds of things that you want to be doing right now. You want to take a moment, you want to think about it. You want to think about it too in regards as far as, you know, our shared systems and our shared realities and our shared structures, okay? Because we all share together, and if we're all sharing together, I mean, and it's positive and there's solutions and energies coming in, you know, it's only going to help benefit everybody. All right. We want to be able to solve these problems like climate change and racial injustice and the political systems that are based in the past that no longer should even be an issue, really. I mean, Jupiter is asking, how do you want to participate and be a part of the solution? Because that's what they are all about, solutions. You know, over the next couple weeks, you can go ahead and continue to clear yourself out, getting clear of who you are, what you're about, what's important to you. Okay, how do you want this process to work for you? Because the process is going to happen whether or not you're ready. All right, so whether it's through your work, through volunteering or participating in your community, however it is, help start being a part of the solution. Okay, don't egg on the problems of the past. They're no longer relevant. Okay, but also you guys got to remember that self-care is going to matter here, guys. You're going to need all the energy you can get, because if your house looks like crap and you know you're not taking care of your house, and if it's not serving the things that you want to create, it's going to look like crap. Okay, so take care of your house, take care of your body, take care of yourself. It's very important. Your own needs. Make your front yard beautiful, guys. Make it beautiful to be you, to be able to live inside your body. All right, because by doing that, you're also creating a very beautiful neighborhood for everyone to come walk through. You are creating your own presentation of positive optimism for the future. It is about being open to new solutions and answers. All right. It's about being an active participant in creating these new solutions and implementing them for your own freedom. So who really is ready to open up their clean home for a showing? I'm ready to see it. Is your house ready for a change? Till next time, guys, thanks so much for joining me for Daily Dreamer. Many blessings to you.